Hello Gemini, and welcome to my first lunar cycle sign by sign update. I've decided that these will go from lunar cycle to lunar cycle rather than monthly, as the cosmos has no recognition of our Gregorian calendar. So we're going to start this one with today's new moon, the 15th of May, and the shift of Uranus into Taurus, which is very, very exciting and creating huge change as he shifts from house to house in our birth chart, a once in 84-year occurrence. So Uranus has been in your 11th house since 2011, creating the energy of liberation for you from group mind thinking. You may have had many changes, shifts and upheavals in the groups that you're connected with, in your friendship circles, both online and in person. And Uranus has been calling you to really understand what your true vision for humanity for the future is during this period as well. So he's finishing up his cycle there, and he is moving into your 12th house. So the 12th house is the Piscean area of the birth chart. It's the space that rules over dreams, visions, our connection to divinity, our connection to source. So it's a deeply spiritual and sensitive space of the birth chart. And with Uranus coming in here, we can expect to find realizations, insights, an opening and expanding of our intuitive and spiritual gifts. So we may find that many deep revelations come bubbling up from the innermost depths of our souls, giving us insight into, patterns of addiction, patterns of pain and suffering that we have been working through for many, many lifetimes. So Uranus here is a much more internal energy where he seeks to liberate you from the binds of, multiple lifetimes and realities. And like I say, your dream life, your spiritual life, your clairvoyance, your intuition can start to really activate under this transit. The 12th house is also related to imprisonment and restriction on some levels. So with Uranus, the great freedom seeker, coming here, we may find that we, have an urge for freedom. We want to unshackle ourselves in every area of our life, and it's really important that we do this consciously, because we know that Gemini is a freedom-loving sign already, and you've currently got a plethora of planets moving through your 8th house of Capricorn, really asking you to face your shadows and to face your fears. So it's important for you, Gemini, that you do curb your natural instinct to run and allow yourself to move through these layers of karmic debris and psychological issues that might be rising for transmutation at this time. So at this new moon, it's really beneficial for you to plant the seeds of awakening, of new growth, of healing. What really in your deepest parts of your soul at this time is calling out for healing, is calling out for love, is calling out for nurturance. So really align your desires and intentions with what what deep soul healing you can offer yourself at this time. As the month goes on, we've got a beautiful trine forming from your 6th to 10th houses between Jupiter and Neptune. So Jupiter has been in your 6th house in Scorpio since October last year, and he will be calling you to detoxify, to shed, to cleanse on every level, spiritually, emotionally and physically. This is the house of purification. Scorpio is the alchemist, the great transformer. So he is there, and he's turning up all of your psychological stuff around work, around daily routines, around service and what you have to offer the world. But this month he's coming into a beautiful trine with Neptune in your 10th house of purpose and career. So this can really, you know, bring you some rewards for the hard work that you've been doing, because you've got some heavy, you know, internal transits going on at the moment, Gemini. So this can really help you to open up to receive the blessings of the universe again. So you may find that with this energy, you receive a cosmic blessing on your work and career life. Towards the end of the month, Venus in Cancer is going to come into a grand water trine with Neptune and Jupiter from your second house of finances, resources and self-worth. So we can expect some deep healing towards the end of this month around what you feel you're worth and how that is a reflection of your work, of your day-to-day routines, of how you are treating your body, of how you're treating yourself mentally, emotionally and physically. So open yourself up to receive that healing as we shift from May to June, Gemini, because you really need it. You've been doing some deep internal work with Saturn and Pluto retrograde in your 8th. So on the 20th of May, it's your solar return. The sun moves into your sign, and this is time of the year where it's your turn to shine. You know, people are drawn to you, the sun's coming through your first house. You know, this is the time of year where we are all more sociable, we're all more joyful, we're all in the Gemini vibration. So really take the time to soak that up and put yourself out there and to do all of the things that bring you joy, Gemini, because you love to communicate, you love to socialize, you love to be around people. So open yourself up to receive a bit of lightness in your own life. You know, let yourself have the joy that you bring to others. On the 29th of May, we're going to close this month with a full moon like we have been doing all year, and that is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius, which is your opposite sign, so it will fall in your 7th house. And this is the sign of authentic truth. So although this is quite a gently aspected full moon, we might see some truth coming to the surface in your relationships. There might be a little bit of a energy for you to work through around equality in relationships, around codependence and independence. You may find that you see the truth of some of your relationships. We need to be really sure that you are, in your relationships, allowed the freedom to be yourself, which is so important to you, Gemini. So this might highlight any areas where you're feeling restricted or restrained. But again, it's important for you to do the inner work as well, because we've still got all of these other transits going on in the background. So, you know, if you are feeling constricted, then have a deep look into your psyche and see what triggers, what underlying patterns are there that need to be cleared and transmuted and transformed. So we are going to end this lunar cycle with a Gemini new moon in your sign. So this is your rebirth, Gemini. This is your annual new moon. So this is a time for you to set forth your intentions for the next 12 months. What are you wishing to cultivate and bring into your life, Gemini? What are your deepest desires? What are you wanting to share and offer out to the rest of us? So when the new moon is in your sign, it's always amplified. So be sure to take the time to set the intentions that will reverberate throughout the cosmos for the next 12 months. Mars is going to go retrograde next month, but he's going to be in his shadow throughout May and June, and he's going to be in Aquarius in your 9th house. So just take note of what is being energized, what is being activated for you around the area of spiritual teaching, spiritual learning. And this is Aquarius we're talking about, so there could be some focus again on groups and communities. So look deeply at that and see what is rising for you, because it's going to be something that will need to be worked on throughout the summer. So just be aware of the new information, the new people that are coming into your life at this time. So I've also pulled you an oracle card, Gemini, and this month I'm using the Sacred Rebels, because what else would you use with Uranus active in the sky? And the card I've picked for you is in the world, not of the world. And this card really signifies a breaking free of old stagnant patterns. So it's perfect for you with Uranus in your 12th house. You can see the lady on this card, she's completely liberated, and it's got the Piscean fishy kind of energy going on here too. So it's a real stripping away, a real awakening to those chains that bind, those chains of self-sabotage, those chains of self-sacrifice. It's time to let go of limitations upon yourself and upon your world. So Gemini, I hope that that serves you, and wishing you a beautiful birthday month as the sun moves into Gemini in a couple of days after we've created this video. So I'm sending you so many new moon blessings and so much love.